Do you feel like dating with intention is more important now in your life because you have kids?
I don't think kids have nothing to do with it. I think dating with intention as you get older just means a lot more than it did when you were younger, because when you were younger you were so into superficial things and looks and not the more important core values of a person. Kids has nothing to do with it. I think because I'm just older now, I'm wiser, and I know what I want for myself and for my future. So I definitely date with intentions now versus when I was younger, but it has nothing to do with kids.
Okay. Do you have any fears or reservations in having to raise a daughter?
Fears, no. Reservations, no. Why? Because I realized early on, because I had sisters growing up, that a man is very crucial in a woman's life. Her father is a big part of it because I'm the first man she's ever going to love. So it made me mature in a lot of ways, knowing that I never wanted someone to come back to my daughter as she got older and say, never date a man like your father. So I took on that challenge to be a man every single day to the best of my ability, to show her, to teach her everything. I teach her affirmations, tell her that she's beautiful, know that she's beautiful, and to encourage herself, to know her self-worth. I teach her everything, God should open the door for you. He should be a gentleman. You never walk towards the outside or the curb. He walks towards the outside. He should hold the door for you. All those things, man. I take my daughter on dates because she needs to know how to be dated as well.
Right.
Oftentimes we have daddy-daughter dates. I open the door for her. It's to the point now, if I don't do something, she'll wait like, Dad, you didn't carry my bag. So she be on point with everything. And I love my little mama, so I'm aware that I have to be the best example I can be for her, what it is to be a good man.
Okay. Honestly though, I do love that, about you. The fact that, you're teaching your daughter early of how to be loved, how to love herself, and why it's so important. Because I'll be honest, I guess when you met me, I did have daddy issues, and, I'm vulnerable enough to talk about that. And I think that growing up and seeing my parents, get divorced, I didn't think it affected me, but it did, more in my rebellious age. But I didn't think it was gonna affect my dating, but it definitely did, because I was looking for love in all the wrong places, and I think that I confused a lot of love with that lustful feeling. I thought that's what I was supposed to feel. That's what love felt like. And it was to the point that I didn't even know if it was a requirement for someone, for a man to open the door for me, me, or to carry my bags, and all that stuff is was taboo when you first met me, So it wasn't until I started dating you that I was like, wow, I really needed to do a lot of healing in my relationship with my father, accepting him for who he was, actually expressing to him the areas where he hurt me with all that, through all that. And I feel like if women took the time to really heal from those traumas, those fatherhood issues, I think the dating scene for this generation would be a lot different.
I agree. I was lucky enough to have my father in my life growing up, so he told me it was to be a man, set responsibility, accountability, and what my job and role was. So I luckily had mom and dad in the household. My mom and dad actually, separate as well, but I had a stepmom and a stepdad, so I had marriage on both sides, so I also saw examples of that type of love, you know what I mean? So I just want to be, a better version of me. That's all we can try to do every single day, is just be a better version of ourselves. We're all flawed, we all make mistakes, and we got to be okay with making those mistakes. It's about taking accountability and being better from those mistakes as you get older. And when you keep making that same mistake over and over again, that's a choice at this point. It's not even a mistake.
Right.
You just got to look in the mirror and figure out if you like what you see. And if you find out you don't, it's okay. We've all been there before. It's time to just, grow from that and figure out where you do need healing or help. Therapy's okay. Therapy's amazing. You know what I'm saying? I get therapy. It's totally normal. There's nothing wrong with it. I mean, it's a place to vent. It's a freeing space, unbiased space to just get that off your chest. You know what I'm saying? Pause. But, you know what I mean? But,
yeah. Well, thanks for being open and vulnerable.
I mean, thanks for the questions, man. That's another thing, man. Always challenge your partner. Always have questions. Pick their brains, man. I pick her brain all the time. It's not always recorded, but I'm about to start getting it. It's annoying to her because she get frustrated. I'm a little calmer when it comes to that.
It's because you catch me off guard sometimes. It'd be like therapy session on a whim, and I'd be like, some of those questions, I'm not gonna lie, I think I get annoyed with it because I don't be expecting to be challenged or questions, and I honestly just don't always know the answers myself to what you're asking. So,
but those are the ones. Those
I'd
are
be like,
the stompers.
Soft spot right there.
See, those type of questions. The stompers are the one that the question we should be asking ourselves, but we avoid.
Because they're triggers.
They're triggers.
Right.
But we need to figure out why that bothers us, so where it stems from, and understand it, so we can make better at it. And I don't like to have make excuses for something. She gets mad at me. Like if I'm always just late. I'm always just late. She's not a late person, but to always say that and put that out there is you can't accept that. You're not late. You're not good. You're not good with timing, but there's ways to be better at timing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You don't have to accept that. You're putting that label on yourself, so everybody are expecting it. You're not always late. You just gotta figure out a better way to be better with time.
I think that's just I don't want to say like it's a women thing because some women are better with other stuff, but I do think it's a everybody thing.
Yeah.
I think that when we say, well, that's just how I am, like,
right.
I think that's kind of like a defense mechanism that we put up that's like, well, you pointing something out that I don't think is a flaw because it's affecting you.
Right.
You know what I mean? But instead of accepting that like constructive criticism, we kind of just put up that wall and become real like defensive about it and be like, well, that's just how I am. Like, you either take me or you don't. Like,
Honestly, the person who helped me with that was my coworker. Shout out to Sasha. One day she challenged me at work and she said something like, well, if you always think it's not going to change, then it's not going to change. Next thing you got to change your perspective because it can change. And I said, you know what, you're right. So it made me dive into a book called Once Upon a Cow. And in the book, the cow were things we just say without even know we saying it. Like a leopard can't change the spots. Something like that. Or can't teach an old dog new tricks. It's sayings we've been saying forever, but it's false. You could teach somebody, an old person, something new anytime. You could teach somebody something new every day. You know what I'm saying? So to say that is a cow. It's false. We just choose to accept those things. You know what I'm saying? We could do so much better in so many ways and grow all the time, man. Man, I'm all about growth, self-improvement, and love, man. Positivity is everything, man. Like, when I literally say I love everybody, I literally love everybody on this earth, man. I'm trying to make it to the kingdom. You know what I mean? I don't got time to hate anybody or anything. I'm trying to make it to the kingdom, to my higher source, to Abba, So I walk in love with everything, man. And that's just what I try to push out there for everybody. Do self-healing. Take time for yourself. You need to, whether it's taking a walk, whatever you got to do, just really just take care of yourself. And that means mentally, physically, spiritually, and emotionally, all of it. Because when I ask people questions like, how are you doing? I say, how are you doing physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually? People be shocked, like, whoa, that's a lot. Because we always say, how you doing? Everybody say, oh, I'm all right, I'm cool.
Right.
But you could be going through so much more. You could be cool physically. Spiritually, you defeated. Emotionally, you want to cry. So take the time out to just really check on everybody, especially the ones that's the strongest, because they need you more than anything. Because they're not often checked on, because they're all often checking on everybody else.
Yeah, that's a whole different topic in itself.
Yeah, my fault. I'm sorry. I know I went a whole other tangent, but I just be going. And she said we gotta start recording when I just be talking. So, we started it, man. This is just the beginning. I hope God just uses us wonderful vessels to put this positive energy out there and to catch a hold on people, and it's a ripple effect.
Yeah, honestly, it's just a place of being vulnerable, being real, being raw, and just spreading that love and that creating that safe space to really just like for people to talk, communicate, and just, you know, spread love and be there for one another. You know, be very supportive of one another, because this world is getting very dark and cold, and I think that, you know, if we want to actually see that change, it starts with us. You know, even if it's just one person a day saying hi, opening the door for somebody, like those little, it's the small things in life that really actually make a difference, that are more impactful than anything else. I mean, that's just the motto I live by.
That's why I say it's the little things.
The little things.
Telling somebody you look amazing today, or they smell great, or you look nice, or have a wonderful day can go a long way, because you never know what that person's battling internally. And your little kind word or kind gesture can make a world of difference. Everybody likes to be seen or noticed at some point. You know, everybody love everybody.